Thanks for staying with us here on TVC Breakfast. It's now time for us to look at what the papers are reporting. First, the Nation newspaper, Tantita Security Services Nigeria Limited, congratulatory message to the new service chiefs. And then you look at 2027, Southwest Governors Leaders Rally behind Tinubu. New service chief, looking at the Nigerian News Direct. New service chiefs vow to crush bandits, prioritize information management. The Blueprint newspaper, Tantita Security, still, that's congratulatory message to the new service chiefs. And then we have a Leadership newspaper with the same congratulatory message, but looking at article, lawyers react as Tinubu cancels pardon for Miriam Sanda, drug convicts, others. Kano Assembly alleges not marginalization in customs recruitment. The Punch newspaper, cool controversy. Military tracks 45 billion naira in NDDC. Detained soldiers linked to NDDC. Top shots probe. Silva out of country. Denies links with alleged coup. This Nigeria, Clemency. Tinubu reviews list from 175 to 35. Others said 120. Well, however, it has been reviewed to the bare minimum. Let's move on to the Daily Times. Presidential prerogative of mercy. Tinubu bows to pressure, reduces beneficiaries from 175 to 120. Others relocation of advisory committee from special duties to Ministry of Justice. The next paper is the Platform Times. Press freedom under siege. Lagos, Abuja, Kano named worst offenders. 2024 WSU, that's Wole Soyinka investigative units report exposes the deepening threats to journalists, activists. Daily Independent, foreign inflows steady naira amid weak domestic FX supply. And then last but not least is I'm not 100% fit. That's Ademola Lukman making that confession there. Etoma, Ria, and Olamide, I think I'm also
sometimes
not 100%.
I feel like you forget my name, Ibrahim, and it hurts my feelings.
I just mentioned Olamide.
Okay, you take a while, you're like,
Olamide is jealous.
Let's go.
Okay, so Olamide, now you're good now?
Better. Let's
You're
get
smiling
now.
now. Beautiful. Now let's look at the Nation newspaper, and then you also look at the Nigerian News Direct, as well as the Blueprint, having congratulatory message, to the new service chiefs. In person of Olukoyede, we have Oluyede rather, Lieutenant General Bafemi Oluyede, who is Chief of Defense Staff, and then Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Sunday Aneke, and Chief of Defense Staff Intelligence, Major General Emmanuel, who is also there, and a host of others. Rear Admiral Idi Abbas, that's Chief of Naval Staff, and Chief of the Army Staff, Major General Waidi Shuaibu. So we expect so much from them amid the tension, that is rising in the country. So many things that we expect from them. Toma, what would you like to say to our new service chiefs?
Who the cap fits, let him wear it. That's what Bob Marley said, and a whole lot of people have said so too.
And they're all wearing caps.
Yeah, they're wearing the caps. But in this case, you were given the mantle of leadership right in the middle of chaos, where you have your expertise. There's chaos there, and they said, look, these other guys go, I'm bringing you in. That is a lot of confidence reposed on them, and they should have that at the back of their minds when they are doing their job. And the marching order is very clear. We have insecurity in Nigeria. Stop the insecurity. Nigeria has to work, and I'm happy that they're saying that they are going to prioritize that, especially bandits, and they are going to depend a lot on technology in doing their jobs. I wish them well.
And Ria, if you look at the, the Punch newspaper, still speaking to the coup controversy, military tracks 45 billion naira in NDDC. Detained soldiers linked to NDDC top shots probe. Silva out of country denies links with alleged coup because I understand his house was raided in Abuja and some other places, and he's saying that he does not have, or he did not have any hand in it. 16 persons were already in custody, but the federal government is denying the coup allegation. But reports are saying no, there were people who were planning coup and there were shady dealings in the NDDC.
I think at the end of the day, we'll have to listen to the federal government. But just move a little bit away from that, I want to talk about the service chiefs. Yeah. You know, they have a lot of responsibility right now. And I saw one of the headlines where they said that, you know, they are vowing to Nigerians that they will fight banditry and terrorism. And that is what I'm really hoping from them, because oftentimes we've seen a lot of attacks. You know, you wake up, you see this place has been attacked, Plateau has been attacked, Benue has been attacked. Right now, we are hoping that, you know, as the president has given them this mandate and the resources, they will be able to fight, you know, insecurity. That is just where I'm standing for. And, you know, you were asking Etoma what he would like to say to them. What I want to say to them boldly this morning is that a lot of trust has been put, you know, on you all. You have come and people are hoping to see better change. So we hope to see that right now insecurity will be totally eradicated from Nigeria.
Absolutely, and you also say get the job done.
Absolutely, yeah. Indeed. I will just say this: coups rarely begin in the barracks. Yeah. Coups start and come about as a result of a miscommunication between a government and citizens. And so, where that miscommunication happened, we don't know. But there is a third party. Those who want to take over, they are also interested in power. Exactly, and that is and that is a paradox, because you say I want to take power away from somebody, but you have inherently selfish interests as well. So I will say this: coups don't begin in the barracks, and it's good to see that our intelligence is very much on point. A coup, when you think about a coup, it's very idealistic. Let's take power away and snatch power, but it's not like that. Everybody will suffer. My father was jailed for, you know, allegations of a coup d'etat, which wasn't true, and I saw firsthand how it affected my family. Moving on to the new service chiefs, I will say congratulations. The president sees and knows things and is privy to intel that we are not. He knows why he did what he did, and so if it's going to make insecurity less, if it's going to propel us and make us safer as a country, I love that. Oluyede, he said that he wants a local military industrial base, which essentially means that we will be creating our own weapons, manufacturing them here. We will create jobs in engineering and tech and lead us towards a more tech-driven approach to insecurity. I love it. I can't wait to see what they do, and I hope that they perform.
Absolutely.
I think for me, I cannot wait to see what they do. I really want to see them perform. You know, we talk is cheap. I want to see action.
This Nigerian newspaper, the Daily Times, they actually look at the president's prerogative of pardon, where now Tinubu reviews list from 175 to 35, and then we also have presidential prerogative of mercy. Tinubu bows to pressure, reduces beneficiaries from 175 to 120, and then in the middle of it, there were people, some of the names were taken away, expunged, let me use the right word, and others, for instance, like Miriam Sanda, having a sentence commuted to 12 years in prison as against death by hanging.
When I read the Miriam Sanders thing, I felt a little bad, you understand, because father-in-law had stepped in and said, please free this lady, let her come take care of her children. I'm looking at a situation where a mother went in while her children were babies, and she's coming out with big men and women as her children. Another instructive thing is that Mr. President agreed, you know, and listened to the people on this issue. And he also...
We actually decided what they did.
Yes, he also did something. He says that committee that puts the list together, don't be in special duties anymore. Go to the judiciary where the information that you need to bring a list, a sound list that people wouldn't criticize will be. So it's a win-win everywhere, except those whose names were expunged. I wonder how they're feeling right now.
And you know, when I saw the news on social media, I just say that sometimes whatever the federal government does, we will always castigate it. When we said that let this woman be freed, some people were like, oh, why would she be freed? She committed a crime. Now we're saying that she's not going to go by death by hanging anymore. She's going to be freed at last. They are still complaining. So at the end of the day, what do you want? I'm happy that our president is listening. And from this just makes us understand that he's listening to the people. We spoke about it on this table, on social media. A lot of people were speaking about it. I feel like he has the right and, you know, the prerogative to know who he wants to be on the list and who he wants to remove from the list. The only problem I had is that that news should not have come out really fast. That's my only problem. You know, they should have sorted all of this out before, you know, it finally came out. But at the end of the day, I'm happy that she's not going to die. She's going to come out. You know, time passes very fast. When did we start this year? We're almost coming to the end of the year. So whether she meets her children, if they are 10 or 12 or elderly, she's going to meet her children.
But who says the children are even willing to meet the mother?
Yes,
because we are not there now.
I'm just asking the question.
So it's another way to look at it.
Exactly, because you know this children whose father's life was taken away.
Yes. Some people felt as though the sentiment of the children was sort of emotional blackmail towards Nigerians. Not me, but I saw that sentiment being shared online. But my takeaway from this is that one of the marks of a true and great and formidable leader is teachability. The ability to change your mind when presented with new information. To say, based on, even though I thought this and I was presented with this list, I'm changing my mind because I'm seeing how my people react to it. And so that headline, Tinubu bows to pressure, is a problem for me. Tinubu listens to his people. Tinubu stands in the court of public opinion and changes his mind when presented with the best ideals of his people. That is what it should be. I would truly commend Mr. President.
In headline casting, you have to get your own newspaper because if you write it down with
I won't have
Exactly. Chaos always sells.
Let us look at this point where Mr. President says, leave the special duty ministry and go to the Ministry of Justice. He told me that there was this interagency cooperation wasn't very good.
Absolutely.
You know, that's why.
This issue, we can go on and on about it because there's a lot to say about it, actually.
Platform Times, press freedom under siege. Lagos, Abuja, Kano named worst offenders. 2024 WSU report exposes deepening threats to journalists, activists. Center says civic space shrinking as state, non-state actors tighten grip. We've seen reports, we've reported on journalists being harassed, being disturbed from doing their, social responsibility, because our duty is to go there, get the news story, as we've agreed with Nigerians and the world, that will give them, the credible information. But journalists are being, hamstrung.
Yes, it happens every time. In fact, in training school, they told us that, look, if you've not had an altercation with government or the police as a journalist, then you've not started working. It is so rampant that it is part of our professional life, and it shouldn't be so.
You're always in the front line.
Yes, it shouldn't be so. The service we render is very, very important. Somebody might say you're saying that because you're a journalist. Yes, I think I reserve the right to blow our own trumpets in this case. There are quite a number of problems that information dissemination has solved. And that is what we do. That is what we stand for. Apart from that, we interpret a whole lot of things that the people do not understand. So the job we do is very important. Absolutely. And in the process of doing the job, there are times we have to knock on doors that do not want to open.
Officially or unofficially, we have three arms of government: the executive, legislature, judiciary, and the press. The fourth estate of the
Ibrahim, when I wake up every morning, I am proud that I'm a journalist. I am proud of the jobs that I do. And what hurts me is when people now want to stifle us. At the end of the day, I went to school to say the truth. When the story, when it's red, it's red. If it's black, it's black. And that's what I was trained to do. But oftentimes we've seen that, journalists are always being attacked. And I wonder, what is the reason? The only reason why you attack a journalist is because the person is saying the truth and you don't want the truth to go outside. Now, I'll tell you what, in this same Kano that we're talking about, our own journalist, Ibrahim Isa, a correspondent, he was attacked. In this same Lagos, Bernard Akede from News Central TV, he was attacked. That's and you wonder that, and these people, what were they doing? They were just doing their jobs. And several times, I've been attacked on social media. You see people sending me messages, like even the comment I made yesterday, the amount of messages I was getting. But I want to say this to every journalist, that no matter what they throw at you, or no matter what they say at you, the truth is always the truth. If you tell lies and you sleep at night, how are you going to feel? Because the profession says that no matter what is thrown at us, the truth must always be the truth. So I feel like the government also needs to regulate that, because we are very important. I don't want to say we are the most important, but if we don't wake up and tell you what is happening in the world, how would you know? And we are fearless, because it takes a lot of courage to even be a journalist.
Talking about journalists that have been attacked, even here in Lagos, we have the Mayor Akiri during the EndSARS, when he made the famous proclamation that Ajawani, which means we are together, we were in this together, in this struggle together. Theophilus Elema was also almost beaten, Demola Lawrence. We can go on and on and on. TVC journalists alone, out there, despite the love that they show, all the same. But we do not want to be in the same league like Iraq, Somalia, Sudan, even Israel, that has even killed over 200 journalists, during this war alone. We don't want to be in that league at all. We want everyone to do
one of the first signs that a society or a country or a nation is about to break down is when you see a breakdown and a restraints on freedom of the press. That is one of the first signs. Before most of the world wars and civic wars that we've seen, there has been a stamp on press freedom. I want to say this to everybody watching: a democracy cannot exist without press freedom. I remember earlier on this year, the president, in a press release, he said to us, please don't stifle journalists. Yeah. Allow them speak their mind and allow them say the truth. It's becoming very worrisome, and I'll tell you what, it's a sign for a bad society.
And I will always speak the truth. When it comes to me, the truth will be the truth. If it's blue, it's blue. If it's red, it's red.
That's right. The Article 19 actually, gave us that press freedom to be able to do all of this in accordance with the Charter. Well, Daily Independent says foreign inflows steady, Naira amid weak domestic FX supply. The good news there is that there is investors' confidence. There is this strong-minded, strong awareness that the Naira is gaining, that much strength. We just talked about Dangote, who said, if you have dollars, go and sell it.
Me, I'm still keeping my own. I'm not ready to sell it yet.
Okay,
I'm still keeping it.
That's what people looking for the dollars.
It's your dollars.
And at the same time, when it goes down, people will start blaming Tinubu again. Like, how did you allow the dollar to crash?
Oh boy, that there is that much foreign inflow makes me happy. It shows that there's something right is happening in this country. And if it continues like that, in fact, it should increase and be a little bit more steady. Then we'll get out of the woods very soon.
Ria, let me keep your dollars.
For me, I trust you, I can give you. But for me, I just want to see our Naira stable at the end of the day. Because when our Naira is stable, it helps the economy, it helps the business people, it helps the market women. And somebody told me, why am I always talking about the market women? Because these are grassroots, these are the people, these are Nigerians. So there's something that I really agree on.
Olamide, very quickly.
Oh, our dependency.
That's the journalist in you.
No, guys. I'm still on press freedom, but I'll say this: our dependency on the dollar is distressing. That rhymed. It's distressing. It's a shame to see that such a strong currency that started from decades ago, from the advent of the kobo, right now is so dependent and so fixated on the dollar.
Absolutely. So, Sporting Life, Ademola Lukman saying that I'm not 100% fit.
Why?
I think. Because of the transfer window that was open at the time, from one place to the other, that bargain they could not, achieve. So he didn't have much time to train.
So when he's saying he's not fit, is he health-wise or?
No. He's talking about training because he didn't have enough time to train. That's why.
So we should not expect so much from him on the field. Is he preparing us for something like that?
Yes, but even at that, he was still able to score one goal for, I think,
Ademola, we want you fit. The most important thing is for you to be fit and give us a good job.
He's still doing well. If you're not fit and you're still able to help your club win against
his opponent. It's so interesting because a lot of these footballers during the off season, they have so much pressure on them to be celebrities and stars without realizing that the off season is where they do their best work, not even on the pitch.
Absolutely. That's about it for the newspapers up for review. After the break,